Yes, first, students, firstly we will see the traditional
Why
method
do
of
plants
irrigation.
need water? The same reasons for which humans need water. Water constitutes a major part of the plant body. This water
Screen is visible to all. Show a thumbs up if it is. Yes, you are. It is audible also. Ma'am, please check if it is audible.
helps transport the nutrients in their body and is quite important for the growth of the plant.
Okay.
How do plants get their water? The roots help the plant absorb the water from the soil. It indicates that moist soil would mean a continuous supply of water to plants. Do you know that the plants need water right from their germination? Have you heard people say that the seeds will wither away if there is no water? After sowing, seeds need water to germinate, and that's precisely why farmers sow seeds before the rains. But what if there are no rains? How do plants then get water? Irrigation is the solution to this problem. The supply of water to crops at specific intervals is known as irrigation. We need to understand that plants need water more than anything else. Water acts as a shield against the extremities of nature like frost or hot currents. No doubt, water is of foremost importance to the crop. That is why we will study irrigation as a process of production. Do you know what irrigation depends on? Can you guess? Yes, it depends on the soil type. And what, according to you, will the frequency of irrigation depend on? Can you guess? Yes, it does depend on the season. During summer, soil is devoid of moisture. This is because the heat leads to a higher rate of evaporation. That is why we need to irrigate the fields frequently during the summer months. During the monsoons, there is a little need for irrigation. Now let us look at the sources of irrigation. What are the sources of irrigation? Ponds, wells, lakes, dams, rivers are various water bodies that help supply water for irrigation. However, the methods of irrigation have changed over the years. In irrigation, water is lifted from water bodies and then carried to the fields. In the traditional method, who do you think does the work of lifting the water? It's the cattle or humans who lift water from these sources. These methods were inexpensive for the farmers but were not quite efficient. Let us take a quick look at a few traditional methods of irrigation first. We will look at the moat or pulley system, a chain pump, dhekli and rahat, which is a lever system. The first system
Yes, students. Now we will discuss the pulley system, that is mode. Okay, the four systems are totally explained in this video. So just pay attention to it. Okay.
is where water is pulled out of water source with the help of a pulley. The pulley can be moved in several ways to then carry the bucket of water to different places in the field. But this kind of irrigation requires human labor. There is also another problem of uneven distribution of water. Thus, this type of irrigation is less efficient. What about the next type? A chain pump? This is an interesting method. A bucket is tied to a wheel and this wheel is pulled by a chain. This wheel is placed above a water body. The wheel, when it turns, lets water to be collected inside the bucket. This bucket then pours the water out when it comes onto the top. Water then flows into the field in the man-made canal-like system. Here as well, human labor may be required to pull the chain. What about the dhekli? This system of irrigation requires two people or a load needs to be kept attached to the log. Which log? Can you see that V-shaped log is fixed to the ground in an erect manner? Now there is another log that is placed between its forked branch. This log has a bucket attached to one end. When the log is moved, it helps lower the bucket and get a bucket full of water from the well. This water is then dropped into a narrow canal-like system that waters the fields. This method leads to wastage of water. Now what about the last system? The rahat system? This is a 1,300-year-old method of irrigation which now is almost extinct. This one requires two wheels. One wheel is attached with several buckets all around its circumference and is placed halfway inside the water body. The other is placed on the ground with a rod attached to it. This rod is placed horizontally. It can be made to move in a circle. Usually, cattle are made to operate the system. Humans do it at times too. When the rod is moved in a circular manner, it rotates the two wheels in turn. The wheel which is inside the water body collects water into the buckets and deposits it onto the surface. Canal-like systems then carry the water to different parts of the field. Wasn't this wonderful to learn? But do these methods exist even today? Well, we'll find that out in our next lesson. There we will study the modern methods of irrigation.
Okay, students, now we will see the other method, okay, simultaneously, then we will come to the doubts, okay. Just wait a minute. Okay. Students, there are two methods in the modern methods of irrigation. First is sprinkler system and second is drip system or drip irrigation. Now we will see how the both of the systems work. Okay. Screen is visible to all? Ma'am, screen is
Ma'am,
visible?
yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, yes.
Don't mute yourself. Yes.
The supply of water to crops at different intervals is called irrigation. Water is important for proper growth and development. Water is absorbed by the plant roots. Modern methods of irrigation help us to use water economically. Let's study the sprinkler system and drip system of irrigation. In sprinkler system, the perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. Start the pump to pass the water through the pipes and observe. We can see that the water is sprinkled through the rotating nozzles across the field.
You are understanding? Just see what
And
happens
observe.
there.
We can see that the water is sprinkled through the rotating nozzles across the field. When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles. It gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. In drip irrigation, the water falls drop by drop just at the position of the root. Perpendicular pipes having drippers are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. Start the pump to pass the water through the pipes and observe. We can see that the water is supplied to the plant roots drop by drop. In this way, the modern irrigation system are economical for supplying water to the plants.
Yes. Now students, both methods are clear to you? Yes? Please on your videos. Yes, on your videos. Sukhchan, Isha. Nishtha. You're all Manjot Singh, Tejeshwar, Arpit. On your videos. On the first day, you have to follow the instructions. Okay? Now, I will discuss some important terms, okay, that are not even given in your book, but you have to know about that. Okay, what is first is water lodging. Board is visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now, so first is water lodging. It is a word that is given in your chapter. Anyone know what is water lodging? Please raise hand if you know. Yes, as there is no one has raised hand, so I will tell you what is it.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, should I tell?
Yes, okay. You can tell if you know. What is your name?
Ma'am, Nishka.
Okay. So, Nishka, what is water lodging?
The collection of water at one place, ma'am, on roads when there are heavy rains.
Yes. I will explain you what is water lodging. It is a type of flooding. Okay, means that there is an increase in water due to nature or human activities also. Okay, how we can define it? It is a form of flooding. As we know, all of it is more water is also harmful for the crops. Okay, it is a form of flooding when water is stored in the sorry. When water now increases due to certain activities. Either it is by nature or human being activities. Due to certain activities. Okay, so what is water lodging? It is a form of flooding in which the amount of water increases due to the certain activities. Okay. These can be man-made also or nature also. Sometimes flood come into an area.
Excuse ma'am.
Yes.
एक्सक्यूज मैम
Yes.
मैम जो आपने मैम लिखा है वो समझ नहीं आ रहा
मैम वो दिख नहीं रहा मैम
दिख नहीं रहा.
मैम यस
Now it is visible.
मैम यस
यस
Okay. So what is water lodging? It is a form of flooding by which the amount of water increases in the crop due to the certain activities. The activities can be man-made also or due to man activities or due to human activities also or due to nature also. For example, when flood comes, it also harm the crop also. Yes, sometimes we left water in the field or crop and then forget to turn it off. Okay, so these activities can cause water lodging. Now next is Pest. Anyone knows what are pests? The term pest. Raise your hands. It is a I think it is a term that you have learned in the
Ma'am,
previous
pest.
classes. Yes.
Ma'am, fertilizers and pesticides. Ma'am, fertilizers and pesticides.
Pest बच्चे. Okay.
Some insects that damage the
Ma'am.
crop.
That.
Insects
Damage the crops
that
and
damage the
attack them.
crops.
Ma'am, please
Ma'am, the insects
mute
which
them
cause damage
so
to
that
the
only
crop.
at one time only one can answer. Okay. Those who want to answer will raise hand. Okay, then they are allowed to unmute. Okay. So what are pests? There are some like rats, squirrels that harm the crop. That organisms are called pests. Okay, you are getting my point? There are some squirrels, rats, or bugs that can cause that these cause harm to the crop. So these are called pests. Okay, now
Ex-
you have
Excuse me,
seen.
ma'am.
Yes.
मैम रेड पंपकिन बीटल मैम पेस्ट में आ सकता है रेड पंपकिन बीटल
Repeat the name. Beetle.
मैम रेड पंपकिन बीटल पेस्ट में आ सकता है पेस्ट लिस्ट में
Red pumpkin beetle.
मैम यस
I have not seen that organism. Okay, firstly I will see, then I will tell you. Okay, I can't answer you wrong. Okay.
ओके मैम थैंक यू
Yes. Firstly I will check, then I will tell you. Your name?
मैम माय नेम इज आरुष
Okay, Arush, I will confirm you tomorrow. Now next is what the farmers do. You have seen the crop. There is a sacred crop that they have made. The farmers that have made that.
Ma'am, yes.
Yes. That is used to so that these organisms, it is placed at any corner of the crop so that these organisms do not come to the crop. Okay. Now next is mixed cultivation. There is a term mixed cultivation. Mixed cultivation. When we grow, okay, when we grow many different types of crops in a particular field, then it is called mixed cultivation. For example, in one row we have planted tomato, in other we have planted any other vegetable or crop. Okay, so it is called mixed cultivation. Clear? What is mixed cultivation? So it is a process by which two or more different crops are cultivated in a crop. Okay. Yes. Now next is, have you heard about leguminous plants? Leguminous plants. What they do, there is a bacteria named Rhizobium. Bacteria Rhizobium, which helps in fixing nitrogen. Fixing nitrogen. Okay. For example, there is a plant. I am going to just it roughly. Okay. These are the rules. Yes. This plant can't take nitrogen gas. Okay, what happens? There are bacteria in the leguminous plants, okay, that help in giving them nitrogen. This bacteria help, okay, to give nitrogen. Okay. So, what this bacteria do? It converts this nitrogen, which is present in atmosphere, into a soluble form. Into a soluble form. This soluble form will go to the plants, and they can take nitrogen from these bacteria. Plants are not able to take the direct nitrogen. So this bacteria help the plants to get nitrogen. Clear? In the leguminous plant, there are swollen roots. Okay, these type of structure is present in it. This swollen part is called nodule. But it is called nodule. Okay. Yes. Now you can ask any doubt now. One by one. Yes.
What is a nodule?
Nodule. Leguminous plants have special type of roots. These are the special type of leguminous plant have special type of roots. It is not visible. Just wait. I am rubbing this. Okay. Nodules. In leguminous plant, it is present in leguminous plant. For example, pea is a leguminous plant. Pea, beans. Okay. Now, these leguminous plants have special roots. These have special roots. Okay. Now, there is a small cell structure. Small cell, swell and bulk structure is there. That is called nodule. Okay. For example, it is a leguminous plant. Okay, there is roots that are present here. So it carries nodules. These nodules have bacteria. Okay, that help the plant in nitrogen fixing. Okay, now your doubt is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now next. Yes, next doubt, please ask.
Ma'am, please explain leguminous plants.
Okay, what are leguminous plants? I will explain you. What are leguminous plants? These are flowering plants. Firstly, I will rub. So, what are leguminous plants? These terms are present in your books. Okay, so these should be clear to you all. Leguminous plants. These are the flowering plants. But they are flowering plants. Okay? In which the ground they have grown, they do nitrogen fixing. Nitrogen, they do nitrogen here is points. These are the flowering plants, they do nitrogen fixing. And next is example. Yes, students, sorry, due to network problem. Now, students, so these are the flowering plants, okay, where we have, they do nitrogen fixing, and examples are peas, beans, etc. Okay.